Hi guys! Today I want to film like a glitter golden eye vibe look. I've got some like gold things from Made by Mitchell. This is like the gold version of Drip Drip, which I'm very excited to use. And I've just got some kind of gold eye palettes and like warm eye palettes that I kind of want to play with. So yeah, so I thought I'd do kind of going out eye look. I'm actually going to start with my brows first. Kind of got a new brow routine that I've been doing when I've been going out. Really enjoying the Unicorn Cosmetics Bare Brows and the KOSAS, I never can remember what this is called, the Air Brow. Day to day I'm still a Benefit girl with brows because it's just easy. Everything's kind of in a tube. But if I want my eyebrows to stick for like the whole, like long wearing brows, I go in with this. So yeah, hope you enjoy this look. I'm gonna list all of the eye products that I use down below. Right, so this is kind of like a wet gel formula. If you've used the Anastasia Brow Freeze, it's that. It's not like harder than you have to activate it. I've just got a little spoolie and I'm just gonna dab this in. And I have very stubborn brows normally, so to get my brows kind of up and stuck, it would take, products would work, but it would take some time. But with this, you can kind of just see that it just does it. I don't know what kind of sorcery, because I have used Brow Freeze and I've tried like the e.l.f. one. The 24-hour brow setter does work. But yeah, this is just the quickest brow thing I've, ever used. And then before they fully set, I go in with the KOSAS Air Brow. This is in soft brown. And I kind of just kind of run this along the full brow. And as you can see, it just adds like an even colour. Can you see that this is kind of patchy, whereas this is like a full colour, because I do sometimes tip my brows, but I'm a bit lazy with my brows actually. I pluck them here and there, but I don't have to get them waxed regularly, or I don't really do that much with them. I kind of just leave them. But yeah, they're like different colours. They're darker at the front and then lighter at the ends, so I should really tint them. I'm going to let them dry down a bit. As you can see, they do still look a bit scary, but I think it's because I don't have the rest of my face on. And I am just going to prime my lids while that dries, and then I'll go back in with the REFY pencil just to really tighten them up. So here I've got the NARS Creamy Concealer in Cannelle. This is a little bit darker, so I wouldn't use this to actually conceal with, because it's quite dark. But I think for prepping the eyes, it's a nice colour. I have quite veiny lids, so I like to use something that's full coverage to like cancel out all my veins. I'm now going to go in with my REFY pencil. This is in Light. Feels a bit weird doing my brows when I don't have anything else on my face, because normally my brows are like what I do mid routine once I've got my like base on. Okay, and as we always say, they are sisters, not twins. because my brows actually, they're not, basically they sit like high low on my face. Moving on to eyes fully, so I've primed my lid and I'm actually going to prime again with the NARS. This is the smudge proof eyeshadow base. So I just needed a bit of coverage, and then I'm going to put this on the top, and this makes it so that everything really like sticks down nicely, because I'm using quite a bit of glitter and pigment today, so we want a really nice base. Right, I think I'm going to take this 9-pan palette from Beauty Bay, and as you can see it's like a warm, I'm going to start with taking this kind of light shade. I kind of have a look I want to create, but I've never done it. Well, I have done it, but I haven't really. Normally when I just do my eyeshadow, I just kind of think of it. So it's kind of that kind of, I know I've probably done something similar before, but haven't really like thought about it, if that makes sense. And I'm going to take this kind of brown transition shade, and I'm just going to put this through the crease. And because I've got hooded eyes, for me it's always good that I like wing out, like I don't go down, otherwise it like pulls my face down. So I'm just kind of winging it out to kind of meet like the tail. This is a really light transition. I'm not doing anything harsh at this stage, and I'm going quite high. I'm kind of leaving a tiny gap between my brow bone, but nothing. I'm now going to take from the VIEVE palette. This is the Essentials palette. I'm actually going to take some of this kind of, it's called Buff, and it's like a mustard. It's not a shade you see in a lot of palettes, but that's what we like. And I'm just going to kind of run back it through where I just went with that brown, but I'm not going right in. I'm just kind of focusing it on the outer edge and kind of just buffing it right into the corner. So I've just really made like a really warm base. And next I'm going to draw on, so I'm going to get a really thin little brush, and with the dark brown in this little palette, do the shape of a wing along. I think once we've added the glitter, we're going to have to like re-go over it, but I think it's good to at least get it down at this stage. And why I like doing this with eyeshadow is I just think that you can play with it a bit more. Obviously if you want a graphic liner, but I prefer using this over like kohl, because I just find if I make a mistake I can just kind of buff and play with it a bit more. Right, next I am going to, from the VIEVE palette, just take Thea, which is this really lovely gold. I'm just going to take it on my finger, and I am going to just push this kind of on my lid, on the lid, so the whole kind of base that we made is covered. I do like these glitters, but I don't find them super reflective. With actually, it's kind of what I want. I just want the base to be shimmery. I'm next going to take, this is one of the gel eyeliners from Made by Mitchell. I have this in like a silver, and it's really lovely. And again, I'm just going to take this with my finger, and on a little buffing brush, I'm just going to do the edges with this. When you put the other glitter down, this lays really lovely on top. It doesn't look lovely by itself, but I think it looks extra reflective and like nice. And you have kind of gone over the eyeliner, but we're gonna sharpen that up. And now I'm gonna go back in and just tidy up that wing liner so you really do see it. I'm just gonna clean up the edge, and I'm just gonna do all of that again on the other eye. Okay, so eyes are done. They look a tiny bit scary, but that's because I haven't been able to like blend or do anything underneath. I'm going to use this kind of underneath and it like blend it all out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away. I'm going to do all my face. And then I'll be back to kind of finish the eyes, do eyelashes, mascara, all that jazz. So I will see you in a minute. Okay, here we are. Full face is on and my under eyes look very scarce. So I'm going to take just a little blending brush and take that kind of mustardy colour and I'm going to run that all the way under my eyes. So it's going to look a bit drastic at first, but then we're going to take a really clean fluffy brush and just really buff it out. I do want it to be kind of low, so you can be, don't need to like really get it under. Buff those edges out. Because the VIEVE palette's so pigmented, you can kind of put a lot on and then kind of buff it out and the colour doesn't really like go away, if that makes sense. It's not as if you're like buffing the pigment away. Then I'm going to take like a flat, like skinny brush and just take the dark brown that we used in this palette for the wing, and I'm just going to kind of pack underneath the wing some of that brown colour so it kind of all blends together, so you don't have that kind of harsh line. Next, we're going to take the Made by Mitchell. This is one of like the disco blush things in Hold My Gold. And I'm going to take another little like skinny brush and just kind of pack it on. And kind of take it in here as well. And this you need to just be really careful with because it does dry down, but at first it kind of is quite wet. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Next, mascara. So I'm just going to put a good thick layer of this. I always think mascara just like finishes off a look. Next I'm going to use some lashes. I think these half lashes are from VIEVE. I think they're like the HL2 maybe. I'll have to check online and I'll link them. These are quite a dramatic lash, but I feel like this look suits that. And I always love just how easy half lashes are to put on. They're the easiest thing in the world. And there we have it. So it was definitely a trust the process. Because I have hooded eyes, I have to actually see a wing and to see kind of like the edge, I have to kind of place it in a bit of a like a dramatic way for then when you look at me straight on, you can kind of like see it. So without the lashes and without all that, it kind of looks a bit wonky, but obviously when it's the full look it just comes together. And obviously you can see all the glitter. But yeah, it's a bit different because normally I do quite cool tone eyes, but I really enjoyed doing something a bit goldy, bronzy, warm tone. This isn't something normally that I would wear, but I feel like it's just something a bit different without being too different. I'm not a very colourful gal, so something like that is something that I would kind of spice up my makeup with. Hope you enjoyed. I'd love it if you can like and subscribe. Yeah, and I'll see you again super soon.